Let's talk about the girl who stole money from me. So I'm getting ready to go get my hair done. And then after that, Anthony and I have to go do something to get ready for our trip that I told you guys about yesterday, that we are going on like immediately following my divorce trial. I'm so excited. So excited. A lot of you guys are speculating about what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I think some of you guys think you know, but you don't. You don't know. Everybody thinks we're eloping. Are we eloping? If Anthony and I got married again, we probably would just elope, real talk, because there's only like 3 people that I could think of that I would allow to come to our wedding. When we got married the first time, we had a big wedding. But yeah, there's like 3 people that I would invite. So it's like, my thing is, if I would not pay for you to go on vacation with me, you're not coming to my wedding. So yeah, we probably would just elope if we were to get married again. But are we eloping this time? Probably not, because even though my divorce trial is coming up, freaking starting on Monday, praise God, who knows what is going to happen. So like, they could be like, okay, everything's all sorted out, here's what's going to happen, but it could be like another 2 weeks before we get like the actual signed official divorce decree. So there's no way in this world that I would allow Anthony to waste that type of money like planning something and then it just so happened that we're not able to do it, because then I will be fired up. So I can guarantee you guys, we are not eloping next week. So, but I do promise that I will not tell you guys when we elope. Like I could get on here and we could be married for like 3 months and you guys would never know. So, if we decide to get married again, we would tell you guys eventually, but we wouldn't tell you guys right away. But we do have to do something today to get ready, for our trip. Okay, so if you guys saw yesterday, first of all, baby Anthony is sleeping. Please pray for him. His teething has been like so horrible. Is this the one that's empty? No, come on. You got a little something left. I wonder if I could take the top off. Maybe not. Okay, this one has something in it for sure. I feel it. Okay, baby Anthony is really struggling. We went out yesterday, got him some like more stuff. You guys were recommending those like Camilla droplet water. It's like a liquid thing. Like we've already been using those. I talked to my mom and I switched him to baby Advil instead of the Tylenol, because Advil lasts longer, gives you 8 hours instead of 4. So he's been miserable. He was up at like 3:30 this morning with Anthony and I in the bed, and then he went back to sleep for a little bit, and then he was up for a little bit more, and then now he's like back to sleep right now. So he's not feeling like being on here, and I'm not going to wake him up just to put him on here. Like I've never woken him up just to put him on here anyway. But that's where baby Anthony is. So pray for him as he gets through this little teething journey. But anyway, this girl that stole money from me. So I do know her. If you want to know her name, you can find her name over on my Instagram or my Facebook. Okay. I know her because I went to public school for like 3 months, and she went to the public school with me. She was a cheerleader there. She was kind of popular. And we weren't really like friends, but you know, we would like say hi to each other or whatever. Well, she follows me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all those places. And she reached out to, well, I found out now, this is not her first time doing this to me. She actually did this to me back in 2020 also. She reached out to me asking if she could borrow some money. She had like this, you know, big sob story, blah, 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 blah. And I have people that reach out to me all the time asking for money. And the thing is, I can't give money to everybody. Why? Because I got children that I'm taking care of. Okay. But against my better judgment, I was like, let me just help her out. She said she's going to pay me back. She never paid me back for the money that I let her borrow back in 2020. So I should have known, but I completely forgot about it. Apparently I'm just going back through my messages with her, and I found out, I'm like, dang it, why didn't I read back through my messages with her before I gave her this money? But then she reached out to me like maybe a year ago and told me she was in this horrible situation. She's also, she has a child, but she goes back and forth between like, she's always in like different relationships and stuff. She dates men and women, and she sent me a message like saying like she was going through this really hard time with this person she was dating, blah, 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 blah. She needed help, like this big sob story. And then I think I remembered that, hey, she took this money from me. So I basically sent her a bunch of resources like, hey, I'm not sending you any more money. You can call this place, you can call this place, you can call this place. Like, gave her some resources. Well, I apparently forgot about that because she contacts me again. She tells me that she needs money. She's like really, really bad. She just got this really great new job and she can pay me back. This is like a Monday or Tuesday. She could literally pay me back on Friday because she was going to be getting paid every week. But she got this new job, but she did not, it cost her, it was like kind of far away from her, and it was going to cost her X amount of dollars in transportation to get there. So basically, like, if she didn't get this money, she wasn't going to be able to go to the job. She like harasses me, like message after message after message, like, hey, I'm just contacting you again. Like, and I really hate that. So against my better judgment, I'm like, okay, I send her the money. Get this though. That's not even the kicker. The kicker is like within 30 minutes or an hour of me sending her the money, she messages me again and tells me she needs me to send her the money again. Because when I sent it to her on Cash App, she didn't realize she had an automatic deduction coming out. So they took like half of the money that I sent her. So she needed me to send the full amount again. I don't know why I couldn't just send her the half amount or whatever. But I don't think I ended up sending her the full amount again. But I sent her like I want to say I sent her like the difference that they took or whatever. Still, I'm going to pay you back in like 4 days. I promise, I promise, I promise. Thank you so much. And I told her before I gave her the money, look, I am going through a very expensive legal battle right now. I do not have money to just be loaning out to people or giving out to charities at this point. Literally every dollar that I have goes towards fighting for my son. So me giving you this money literally takes away from money that should be going to my lawyer. But, she's telling me, she's got this kid, that she's trying to do better, blah, 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 blah. But she's going to give it back to me. The day comes for her to give the money back. She says, I completely understand. I would never take anything from your children. The day comes where she's supposed to give the money back. I don't hear from her, which I don't like. Because if you're going to take money from me, you should at least be communicating. She wasn't communicating. That was back in July or August. I've been contacting her. She goes through periods where she says she's deactivating her profile. She blocks me. I have called her, everything. She's like, oh, well, I didn't realize I had to wait 2 weeks before I get paid. Then she claims she's getting evicted. Like story after story after story after story. And to me, it irritates me. It doesn't, like, first of all, never, ever, 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 ever count my coins and think, oh, well, it looks like Abby has it and Abby doesn't need it. And I hate that shit because this is not your money. You didn't work for it. You don't get to tell me where it goes. I could take my money and literally blow my nose with it if I wanted to. Just because I have extra does not mean that you get to have it. Does not mean that I have to send it to you. Okay? So, oh, Abby doesn't need it. Abby looks like she makes all this money, blah, blah, blah. Abby does work. Abby does make money because I get up every day and I work. But my money is going towards fighting for my son in court. So I'm contacting her. She's blocking me. I'm like, look, you need to communicate with me. If something's happening, I should not be reaching out to you on the day you said you're giving me the money back. And normally I wouldn't have done something like that. I would have just been like, oh man, she got me. But this money, I need this money to go for my lawyer. And you took this money from me. I told you that I needed this money. I didn't just say, oh, yeah, here, sure, no problem. Because in the past, people have borrowed money from me. They pay me the money back. And you know what I do? I send it back to them. I say, you know what? The fact that you paid me back, take the money, be blessed. Okay? But you lying to me. You out here scamming. You out here posting on your stories. You're up at the Orioles game. You're out at the Ravens this. You're out at this bar, this club, this. No, bitch. Where's my money? Literally, where's my money? So I'm going to find out where you work and I will contact your job. I will contact your mother. I will contact your mother's job. I will not stop until I get my money back because at this point, it's based on principle. And then you're going to block me? I don't play that. No, sir. No, sir. And you wondering why your life's falling apart because you're going around scamming. And now I got all these other messages from these people telling me that live in the area, that know her, that went to high school with us. She did the same thing to me. Businesses that are like, she scammed us. Like, wow. Those are the types of people that will never get in head of life. Never. You're going to think everything's going well. You got this new job. Then all of a sudden, boom, you lost your job. You can't do people dirty and expect to just get away with it. People are like, oh, you have all this money. You shouldn't be concerned about it. Never count my coins. They're not yours. People that got money stay having money because they don't do stupid stuff like I did. I did stupid stuff. I should have never given her the money. But I promise you this. She will pay me back. She will pay me back.